like our summer temperatures, you may have noticed a bit of a cooling in our local housing market in terms of increased price reductions, those signs staying in yards a little bit longer. And this has led to some confusion, if you like, amongst potential buyers and sellers that I've been talking to. The media continues to talk about how home prices are going up, but the feeling on the ground is not quite the same thing. So in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. I want to give a quick recap on what's been going on in the first 6 months of the year, and then let you know what I expect to see in the second half of the year and how that is likely to impact you if you're considering buying or selling a home here in Frisco or the immediate surrounding areas. Hi, this is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team, eXp Realty here in Frisco, Texas. And although my regular monthly market report will be out in just a couple of weeks, considering we just hit the halfway point in the year, I thought it would be a great time to kind of give a recap on what's happened in the first half of the year, and then share my thoughts and insights on what we are likely to see in the local housing market in the second half of 2024. Now, as I mentioned right at the beginning, there has been a little bit of confusion. The media continues to report how home prices are continuing to go up. The market is remaining strong. But anyone that is out looking at a home, they are starting to see things a little bit different. They're seeing those homes sit on the market just a little bit longer. They're seeing more price cuts than they've seen. So what exactly is going on? What is the real story? Now, if you've seen any of the videos I've done over the past few months, then you'll know that I have been talking about a market returning to normal, a market stabilizing for probably the past 3 months now. And I think that is an important factor to keep in mind. Many of the people that I'm talking to honestly have never experienced normal market conditions, so to speak. What we experienced through the pandemic years, and the past 4 years basically, is not a normal market. And now that things are stabilizing, balancing out, returning to more normal conditions, it's only natural that it's created a little bit of confusion. We are seeing buyer activity drop off to a certain extent. Home prices have remained really high. At the same point in time, we are also seeing those mortgage rates not come down anywhere near as quickly as they were expected to, which has made housing affordability a big, big problem. So again, let's dive into it. I'm going to share just a few pieces of information for you to kind of give you a sense of what has been going on and what we should expect. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so what I want to start with right here is the median sales price. Now, the median sales price is what the media reports on all the time. If we look at the far right side here, you can see that since January, the median sales price has continued to increase. As a matter of fact, as of June, it shows that we are up 7.4% year over year here in Frisco, which makes you think, oh my gosh, the market is going up. Home prices just continue to keep going up. But this data doesn't paint an entirely clear picture on what's going on currently. I've often said that the median sales price is a little bit like looking in a rearview mirror when you're driving. This is talking about what the market was doing a few months ago. Home goes on the market, takes 30 days to sell, spends 30 to 45 days under contract, then is a closed sale. So this is basically looking backwards. Now, if I flip this graph just quickly for you, right here, we are now looking at, from my weekly market report, we're looking at the median list price. But Andrew, what do list prices have to do with sales prices? Well, here's what they have to do. Most of the time in the market that we're seeing right now, there's not a lot of sellers out there that are listing a home just to list a home. They're listing their home to sell their home. And the data is showing us that the vast majority of homes are selling for within 2% of their original list price. So on this, I have zoomed in. going back just near the beginning of the year with regards to list prices. Now take a look here what list prices have done. They grows every single week all the way through to the beginning of February. We saw a small dip, then they came back up again all the way to near the end of February. Okay, now let me go back to this for just a second. Look at where the median sales price has been. This run up right here coincides with this increase in list prices that we see right here. But take a look at this since the end of February. The end of February, you had a 7-day average median list price of 797,000. If we go all the way out here to the end of June, it's now at 780,000. That's not a big difference. That can vary from week to week based upon the type of homes that are being listed. Some weeks you're going to get more expensive homes listed. Some weeks you're going to get less expensive homes listed. That's not a large spread, which tells you that our median list price has not actually been climbing since the beginning of March. And as a matter of fact, it's just dipped slightly over the last couple of weeks, and it's holding steady right now. Now, again, the reason that is important is this gives us a clear indication of where prices are most likely to be going forward. These homes that are listed here will go under contract probably sometime in the next 30 to 60 days based on current market conditions. And therefore, they will close 30 to 45 days after that. So this gives you an idea of where those sales prices are going to be in August and September. Now, the other thing that I want to point out here is when we look at pending sales, you can see that pending sales have plummeted, right? So they reached a high in April. The height of our spring market season this year came a little bit early, but they've dropped off quite a bit in June, which is telling me that buyers are actually taking a pause. This coincides with when mortgage rates went back up, which is common. Whenever the mortgage rates change, we see a pullback in buyer activity. So those pending sales, those homes under contract, they actually have dropped off. So there has not been quite as much buyer activity as we would normally see this time of the year. That indicates a little bit of weakness for future sales. And I'll explain what that means if you are a seller coming up. So we're seeing a drop off in overall activity, but here's the point. Why is this happening? What is going on overall? Why are prices seeming to still be either stagnant or going up? Why haven't they just basically come down based on all this information? And as you may recall, pricing is simply the result of supply v demand. And the bottom line is, in this country overall, we have simply not had enough supply over the last several years to satisfy the demand. Even though the demand has fallen, supply has still not fallen or grown enough, I should say, for home prices to have any meaningful declines. Let me show you what I mean. If we look at the total number of homes for sale in Frisco, you can see that it's been climbing all year. As a matter of fact, it's now at up 68% year over year. So it continues to climb. When we look at new listings, see that? We've turned the corner and that started to come down. So what exactly does that mean? If new listings have started to come down, what does that mean? Well, it actually means that the total inventory we have currently more than likely has peaked for the year, and that we're going to see declining inventory going forward. Could that change? Absolutely. It could change, but I don't think it's going to. Remember, we are in an election year. The real estate market usually does very well leading up to and in the year following elections. So I'm not looking for anything crazy to go on here. It's also been reported that mortgage rates should start to come down. As a matter of fact, The latest projections show that although rates are not going to fall anywhere near as much as they thought they would, they should still be in the mid sixes by the end of the year. That will help bring some buyers back into the market. Now, with regards to the level of inventory that we've got, the reason this is important is this is a report from Zillow that just came out on June 18th. Now remember, home prices are a direct result of supply v demand. And you can see right here, in 2022, the number of US families increased by 1.8 million, while only 1.4 million housing units were built. And then they go on to say, from 2021 to 2022, the US housing shortage grew to 4.5 million units, up from 4.3 million units. So what does that mean for you? Well, what it means is the market's not going down anytime soon. We are still that many housing units short, right? Relative to the demand. We can't get back to a balanced market, a truly balanced market, until we see more equilibrium and more supply come onto the market. With mortgage rates staying higher for longer, we are also seeing more sellers not sell. That lock-in effect that we've talked about before is really starting to rear its head once again, even though it was thought for a while there that it was going to ease and that people were coming back into the market. But the turn in new listings right now is telling us that that may, in fact, not be the case. So what does this mean for you going forward? Well, based upon everything that I'm seeing right now, there are certain a number of buyers coming back into the market. If you are in the market to buy and you're looking for the absolute best deal, then it could be on a quick move-in new construction home. The builders do not want to sit on inventory. Now, if you haven't done so already, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, because each and every week I usually feature one of those quick move-in homes that's available in one of the communities in the local area. Those are the homes that offer the absolute best pricing and the most incentives that you're going to find in the market. As mortgage rates continue to fall, or as they edge down in the months ahead, you can expect that the buyer activity is likely going to pick up. That will keep pricing flat and or increasing. I don't expect pricing to go running away anywhere like it has in the past. As a matter of fact, here's the latest pricing forecast for 2024 that has just come out. And as you can see, even though many of the people or many of the institutions have lowered their forecast for 2024, all are still showing price appreciation. I happen to agree with this. I think the prices here locally are going to be relatively flat for a while, but based on the demand and the number of people moving into the Frisco area, we are likely to see continued price growth for the next several years. Don't expect anything like we saw during the pandemic with, 9, 10, 12, 15% a year appreciation. I think those days are behind us, but we could expect appreciation somewhere in the 3 to 5, maybe 6%, depending on market conditions as we go forward. Now, if you're considering selling your home, what does this mean for you? Well, I recommend that you get with a knowledgeable local agent that understands these market trends and stats. I'm seeing way too many houses right now get listed for sale at a price that is above the market. They're looking at the median sales price trends from the past. They're future pricing a house to appreciation that just isn't there. And as a result, that home is sitting on the market longer than it should be, and they are having to make price reductions in order to generate traffic. It also becomes really important that your home shows absolutely the best possible. So again, if you've been considering selling and you'd like more information on what that might mean or look for you, then please feel free to reach out. It's always a free consultation. I'd be happy to share my marketing plan with you on what we're doing in order to get homes moving. Now, I hope this information has helped. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can call or text the number that is up on the screen right now. If you'd like to look at one of these market reports in more detail, then in the description below, I do have a link to that market report. It's available for any city or zip code in the entire country. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. Make sure you stay tuned so you enjoy one of these videos coming up next.